Hey, good morning, and how are you guys doing today? I hope amazing. So, we're back with writing our sci fi book live. We're all the way down to chapter 10 on our rough draft, of course. I hope you guys are doing amazing this morning. I'm going to go ahead and get chat up so we can actually see what everybody's saying. That's always a good thing. Um, Outside of that, everything's going pretty freaking awesome. I did try to let everybody know I won't be on the rest of the week, and I'll be back next week. To be honest, I have a whole bunch of commitments that I have. I volunteered for them, so but they are commitments, and so I have to carry those out. And so for the rest of the week, I won't be streaming, but starting next week, we'll be fresh, we'll be good, and we'll knock the crap out of this book. Honestly, we're almost done with what I outlined as Act 1. In all honesty, those acts are superficial. I don't really actually know why I used them, except that it was like the way that it was presented that story arcs go, so I just kind of fell in line with the overall this is how it's done idea. And so outside of that, they're pointless. Just gonna let you guys know. So when we last left off, a lot had happened. We had, of course, Trags dead. Um, Everybody's mad at Sam because he kind of got distracted with the girl. Ended up going and having a hookup in the medical bay instead of watching Daniel and Ezekiel. Daniel and Ezekiel attempted to kill Sam by planting a device by his door. That's what killed Trag. Then Toby's older brother, which I'm struggling to remember his name right this second because I'm barely Blake. Blake and Toby came out of their room. Blake, of course, shielded his younger brother Toby and got shot up pretty good. We've put the information in now that Sarah is a healer because she was able to stabilize him and stuff like that with her healing magic. Um, let's see what else happened. Oh, Mia and Kiara and them tortured information out of Daniel, basically to basically they tortured information out of him. Let's just be honest. That's what happened. That's what we know. And so here's where we left off. We left off with using our bard, which our bard is Brandon, of course. You know, they is always a horrible thing to use, so we'll probably now we'll leave that as what it is. But okay, I stayed watching over Blake, wishing I would have done things differently for a while. I think we could just say differently or completely. I might change that later. I actually think we could just say differently and accomplish the same. Oh, except we're trying to say how long he said that stayed there. Okay, well, I'll look at that later on. We all sat quietly. Um, it's really good for that. That's a super short sentence for me. We all sat quietly. It works. Then Toby asks, why did they do this? Why would, oh, man, it's 5 a.m., so let me wake up here. Why did they do this? Why would they be working with the elves? Let's, pretty sure that's the spelling that Ethan and I have. Let's go in here. By the way, hope you guys are all doing really good today and about to have an awesome, awesome start to your day. Okay, we've got boom, main characters, sub characters, Daniel and Ethan. Yep, works for me. Okay, Faction X, we actually know what Faction X is now, by the way. So let's get that up in there. Oh, that's kind of weird. Feel like cuts off in a strange place, strange place. And I really thought we had updated this last time, but maybe I didn't. So let me go up here, find Faction X, because we know who that is. Lots of stuff, lots of stuff. The Illuminati. Faction X is the Druinmar. Inspired by the name of one of the viewers, Druin. I know, right? His name just looked really good right at that second as I was sitting here, kind of glancing over what we had going on. I was like, ah, that sounds good to me. So, boom, Druinmar. Okay, so that's the cult that thinks the elves are correct. The crazy elves that sided with the whores, by the way, not like good elves. Okay, Ethan be working with the elves. Bren stood up, as if to gather his thought. He was knowledgeable when it came to almost anything. Bren explained. Let's comma that. He believed they were Druinmar, a faction of humans controlled and loyal to the Alamanari Empire of elves. Okay. Okay. So, and they are completely religious fanatics who forsake all cybernetics and genetic modification. Let's just go with boom. The Alamari are one of the three elven empires from before the Great War. When the horrors arrived, they believed that it was judgment upon the whole of this plane for the abominations of the humans modifying themselves with genetics and technology. Dun, dun. I feel we need to separate that. Let's fix that real quick. Oh, the. Let's fix that for sure. Okay. The Alamanari also believed the way was lost by the other elves who had corrupted their natural ways. They sought out powerful horrors, pledging loyalty and providing sacrifices. Over the years, they became twisted and driven madness, by the dark madness they had given themselves to, growing powerful in the use of dark magic. Phil, we have, um, I think profane's a good word. Let's double check the definition so I don't misuse it. Hey, it sucks. Good morning. I hope you have a great day. Yeah. Mm. Okay, yeah, so profane's going to be what we're going to use the word there. I'm going to use profane. Profane. Or do I just want to call it straight up unholy madness? Honestly, oh, I'm having a fantastic day today. It's going pretty freaking good. I've got a lot to do later on today, but for right now, I'd say it's going awesome. Thank you for checking. Over the years, they became twisted and driven by the profane madness they had given themselves to, growing powerful in the use of dark magic. I think that that works, so we're good there. We've got that fixed. I don't have it where I have a good transition to chapter 10. We're not going to bother with transitions this morning. Good morning, Avalonus. I hope you're having a great day also. We're going to get right into the meat of chapter 10. So here's the idea of what we're going to cover today. Obviously, Kiera, because she's a telepath, is all emo because she helped Mia and Akio torture Daniel to get information. We're going to have it where she's basically not talking to Sam. Like, not even talking to him. So we'll probably have Sam attempt to approach her and her just be like, kibosh on that, right? Uh, I know we want Akio to let them in on what's going on to a point today. They're obviously approaching the area that the prison barge is in. As they approach, the elven warships are going to be there. We all know that this is a weapon test on top of getting the corporate lady. So they literally set up the elves to know their location. They allowed what happened to happen. So it's not actually really Sam's fault. His friends are still going to not like him right now anyway. And so we'll have that continue to go on. Um, that's all we really have to cover in this chapter. Now, how well that just goes together, I have no idea. Now, chapter 11, which we'll write next week, somebody, of course, will die again. They're going to be on the prison hulk, etc., etc. I'm probably going to have to back in some stuff in the past to explain whatever we have to explain once we get to this section of things. At this point, though, I feel we should have a lot of it developed, and so the amount of stuff I'm going to have to back do is going to get less and less. And so I think we're on day 3. I didn't get a chance to go through and read over it. I don't think I need to say woke up. I feel that it adding the up part is just over. I'll probably, in editing, get rid of that. I feel I woke hoping. Okay. I gotta remember what's his name's Blake. Blake's the one that took the hits. Okay. Trag and some of the ship's crew were dead. Okay. Bump. Blake had almost died. Kiera seemed to want nothing to do with me. Okay, a nice little recap. Let's make sure that he sees her back here because we know that's going to happen. Okay, so that is a. I'm gonna write that in later. I'm not writing that in because that's gonna be, and we transition. So he'll probably have her not talk to him, go to sleep, hoping like I don't know what he's gonna hope, but basically he'll go to sleep back there. That'll be our transition likely into this. Now we go to um. I feel we can literally just go out there and talk to her. Do we need to recap anything else? No, right? Everybody feels we're pretty good on recapping. Let me get some coffee in me. Put a little space right here. Boom. Okay. I'm not really sure. Let me think here. I'm trying to think what the heck they'd call that. Okay. Look, Sam, I don't think we should talk or spend any time with each other anymore. Yeah, I don't like how that reads. Your friends think it is your fault. Maybe I should contraction that for what happened and blame me for distracting you. And I'm not sure they're wrong. Okay? That at least moves it forward. Okay, so boom. Another girl's mad at poor Sam. Look, Sam, I don't think we should talk or spend any time with each other anymore. Or spend time. Isn't. I swear to God, in my mind, each other is a single word, but your friends think it is your fault. Let's do turn this into a contraction. It's your fault for what happened. And blame me for distracting you. Boom. Worse, comma. I'm not sure they're wrong. I don't think we need that plus there. I need some time alone. You have no idea what they did to Daniel to get what they wanted from him, and they had me help from inside his mind. I'm not this kind of person, so I want you to just leave and let me be. Okay, so that's good enough. I feel that that's good. That establishes they made her do the blah blah blah, establishes the mental weight of what happened, lets us know really bad stuff happened, blah blah blah. Okay. Honestly, this is where I told you guys I'm not good at dialogue, so let's figure out what the crap to say here. I was not sure what to say, so I just told her, Kiara, it's not your fault. That's not really that good at all, to be honest. But let's just move past that. We'll hope on revision that the dialogue gets a lot better. I'll study some things on how to write better dialogue before we get to revision. Let's just say that. Mm. Do we make him be sappy and say he likes her yet, or do we leave it where he's? Does he say he likes her? Does he not say he likes her? Let's get a dice out. Okay, we'll go 1 to 3. So we'll 50-50 this baby. 1 to 3 is he doesn't let her know how he feels. Anything above 4, 5, 6 is, he attempts to make her think, hey, I really like you. She's psychic and telepath, so she knows anyway, right? It's 5, okay? Okay. Okay, boom, boom, 1, 2. Okay. Okay, so let's check on Blake. Let his friends still be hating at him, right? We'll go like this. We'll calm it out. Boom. Hmm. I'm trying to think of what they would be doing. They blame him for the situation. Are they just gonna ignore him? Are they gonna be like look away type thing? I mean, it's kind of a question of how they would react, right? I just flipped coffee up my own nose. Rubber little straw thing's dangerous. Okay, I walked into the med bay. Toby, Sarah, and Zach looked to have stayed overnight watching over Blake. He was still in the regeneration chamber, but his wounds looked to be mostly healed. I could feel the tension and no attempt. Okay, I could feel the tension. They seemed to be actively working to not speak to me. Okay, that seems good. I feel that part's nice. So let's figure out what the heck we're doing next, right? We've got to go and find Akio. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. Hey, good morning, Fire Debug. I hope you're having a great day. Sam's friends still are hating him today. We'll get to Akio explaining the plan, I guess, because Sam's gonna go confront him about, hey, what the heck happened, blah blah. They're about to approach the prison Hulk, in which I'm trying to get through all of this stuff that we have to work on. This is going pretty smooth. This is gonna be a shorter chapter, minus honestly this whole destroying the Elven warship. That might take a second, and so who knows? Okay, so let me figure out what happened here. Blah blah. Let's make sure I didn't. I noticed that I use phrases repetitively sometimes, and I don't mean to do it. You don't notice it until you're writing something, and you're like, "Holy crap! Did I not say that word like a couple times in that paragraph?" And then you're like, "Oh, yeah, I did." Sam, you messed up. Okay. Trying to think of from Zach's perspective, literally Sam totally screwed up, right? The other people aren't even looking in the room. So let's figure this out here. Sam, you messed up. You should have been watching them. Okay, watching like we had talked about. But you chose to get distracted over girl. You should be finding out why Akio even had those guys with us. Figure we could actually even brought those guys. Okay, that's kind of lectury, but the fact nobody's even making sure Sam's okay is kind of poop on his friends. But let's just be honest, we're not giving him the greatest friends at this point. Okay, so Daniel, and what was it? Ezekiel, right? That's what happens when sometimes you start forgetting who you wrote. Let me go back here. Ethan. I don't know why I wanted to call him Ezekiel. Not even near the same name. I feel that's way too much. Okay, I left to understand. I left to head to find. Left. Watch this. Heading to find Accio. I left, comma, heading to find Accio and hopefully. Boom. That's shorter, that's more concise. I feel that's better. I left heading to find Accio and hopefully get a better understanding. That's what we're doing right there. Okay. Boom. Now we're at Accio. See, we're flying through this. Also, time is flying. What the crap, guys? Time. So we're not going to get all the way through the weapons test. Honestly, it's going to probably take me 12 minutes to write this, but we'll let you know what's going on at least. It's always interesting. It takes different amounts of time than I would, just assume to write certain things. I'm always like, this is what will get done. I'm not been accurate on what we get done at all in my mind. I mean, like I have some kind of preconception. Sometimes we're buzzing through like twice as much stuff as I think we'll get done. Sometimes I'm like, holy crap, where did the time just fly? I don't even know what happened there. And so I'm going to tell you it's like there's some kind of temporal distortion when you're writing. It's not a congruent this is the rate we write at. I'm going to just tell you that. That's them telling me I have way too much. I should do some stuff and clean up my computer. That's okay. They're telling me it all the time. Probably should do it too. I'll get around to that later on. Okay, I'll go along with them. Avalonus, hey, good morning. I like your little alien icon. That's kind of cool. Okay, let's figure out what we're saying here. I caught up with Akio on the bridge. Maya was with him, and the two cyborgs. I'll probably change the way that's written, to be honest, but let's move forward anyway. Okay, so boom, jumbled mess of questions thrown out. Okay, why were Daniel and Ethan with us? I know you did not trust them. Did you know this would happen? Okay, did you allow this to happen? Why would you do that? Okay, that sounds good. I like it. I'm gonna leave that like that. Honestly, in revision, I might start reading that and think, what the heck was you think? I mean, what were you thinking at that time? But who knows, right? Okay, boom, boom. That's supposed to be hand. Good. Boom. Okay. I think we're gonna put which group of elves it was, to be honest. So let me go back here and grab the Alaminari. See, this is gonna turn into a big ol'. We're gonna at least have to have some back and forth conversation here. Akio was calm. Look, Sam, I did not intend on your friends being hurt. I need Daniel and Ethan to come with us because I needed them to feed information to the Alaminari. Information I controlled, which they did. Okay, your friends getting hurt was not part of the plan. Okay, in all honesty, this is probably about the zone we're gonna get to. Let me try to get what he's gonna ask. Dun, dun, dun. Akio's explanation did not calm my anger at the situation and was not enough. Okay, unconscious, regeneration chamber. So obviously he's going to ask more questions. I'm going to go like this. We're going to click this button so I can remember that we're getting more dialogue. It's 6 in the morning, so today this is as far as we're going to get. I won't be back on this till next week, just so you guys know. I just want to heads up you so it's not awkward. I have way too many commitments this week, and some of them basically make it where there's no way in heck I'm going to be able to stream the rest of the week. Um, so here's the plan. Monday afternoon, Entropia Universe. Wednesday, we do more of this. Friday, we do more of this. Thursday, Entropia Universe. I'm going to update my schedule. We'll pretty much just be doing Entropia Universe and writing for the next little bit, just so you guys know. I feel that we're flying through this book. Um, if I do expand out any of my stuff, it'll be focused on what we're doing right now with this writing and Entropia Universe until a new game comes out or something like that, where there's an actual reason to expand that out. The next game that's coming out that I'm eyeballing is that Nightingale's game. Super hoping it's going to be good. We're going to get chapter 10 finished next time we're back, even if it's just on Wednesday, just because we only have this much left. We have this dialogue, and then we have, honestly though, let's just be honest. Do we want to throw the weapons test itself in the other, or no? No, we want the weapons test in here. I don't know. This might get kicked to another chapter. This whole chapter might be dialogue-y stuff, you guys. I'm not really sure. The weapons test might get kicked over to here, and then the prison Hulk gets kicked over to chapter 12. Um, Obviously, you guys see that there's going to be some betrayal. I haven't figured out the betrayal at all yet. I'm going to just be honest there. I plan on figuring out the betrayal. I don't want to have Akio betray them, and so it might be the corporation itself that betrays Akio and everybody as a whole, because I actually, but we don't know who's going to die, and as soon as we get onto the prison Hulk and some other stuff, the betrayal and someone else dies. Akio is able to die once we get past to this point. Everybody's up for grabs at this point. Everybody. And so let's just be honest. That's where we're at right now. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna find out if somebody is doing Let's Do Writing. It's somebody actually is. I'm gonna raid over to this girl that's supposedly writing. We're gonna throw some love at somebody else waking up in the morning and trying to write on stuff. When there isn't somebody else writing on stuff, we're going to pretty much consistently raid over to somebody in the Entropy universe. I do thank you guys very much for hanging out. Peace, very best wishes, and I hope you have a great day.